were on Mount Everest in 1991, we had a bit of a situation. The local food didn't really cooperate with our digestive systems, and without getting into the details, we used more toilet paper in the first weeks of our expedition than we anticipated, which meant that we would run out later in the expedition. And it was interesting to observe everybody's behavior around this problem. As the expedition was unfolding, it became apparent to all of us that we weren't really making the progress that we wanted. The plan that we had made back home didn't unfold as we had hoped. The mountain in person seemed a whole lot bigger than the maps depicted. The avalanches that fell from its face seemed to fall in enormity and in a frequency that we hadn't anticipated. And the oxygen, or the lack thereof, robbed us of what energy and strength we had. And we were slowed, and we just weren't making progress. To add a little bit of frustration to it, we had run out of toilet paper. And people began to fight about the toilet paper. And I'm sure when the media was interviewing us after the expedition and our leader was being pressed for the reasons why we failed, he could have easily said, we ran out of toilet paper. Because it became a big problem. And what it really was, and we'd only understand it afterward, was that the toilet paper wasn't really the problem. It was just the catalyst. You see, we were under a lot of pressure. We had all these goals and dreams and ambition and pressure we'd put on ourselves to realize them. We had pressure from sponsors and all those people who had helped us along the way, and we didn't want to let them down by not reaching the summit. But it became apparent to us that we weren't making the progress that we needed. So there was this unspoken pressure among our team, this tension, this stress. And rather than really sitting and talking, because sometimes you don't have that perspective, or it takes a lot more courage or personal strength than that was available to us at the time, we didn't sit and talk about the problems at hand. We didn't talk about the lack of performance. We didn't talk about how our ambition wasn't maybe met by our ability, but that we still felt all that pressure, and little things began to creep up. So for you in your adventure, with your team, with your Sherpas, with your mountain that you're trying to climb, there will be these distractions. They can be inconvenient. They're often just wrapped up in just because we're under a lot of stress. But we have to make sure we don't get distracted by them and try to find the heart of the matter, the real situation. So what are some of your issues that you have to struggle with, these distractions that are inconvenient, but really aren't such a big deal after all?